Hi, Vienna. Danielle, hello. Happy Monday. Hi, Lynn. Rita, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hi, Danny. Having a good day? Jen, hi. How's everyone doing? I am happy to be with you guys today. Otherwise, I would be in bed still watching Harry Potter. Just one of those days. Good way to start the week. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well and you got a good sleep. It's Monday, meaning it's core day. We are finding our foundation, our abdominals. So we all we need is a mat. Great. Love it. Happy you're doing well. I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's stretch. I know it was Cindy. Hello. Happy you're joining us today. Hi, Sarah. Yesterday's stretch was nice. It was nice and calming and soothing. And hi, Terry. And today we're going to find our foundation. We're going to find our powerhouse, our core and our glutes. We're going to find the base, the structure, the foundation that we need for all movement. And we're gonna set the tone for the week. We're gonna find our core, we're gonna build strength on the core, and we're gonna do it properly. Some of you have, hi Diana, a lot of you have, Vienna, speaking for yourself, have sent me messages saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe, the difference working in Imprint, hi Caroline, hi Joanne, hi Joan, working in Imprint and what it's done to the core strength, what it's done to my body, and how you're able to take that foundation and just change your workout, change the way you move, your balance, your foundation, everything. So I'm so happy that a lot of you are feeling it and it's just responding so well to you because it's changed my body, and for you to see improvements in just 3 to 4 weeks, 2 weeks, it's wonderful. So thank you. I know, thank you. Thank you, Vienna, for sharing as well. And thank you, Diana, for sharing. I'm so happy that what my cues have how they virtually touched and enhanced your body, which is so cool. I do the best I can to guide you and transform you and move you. So to know it's working is yay. So again, today we're focusing on the core strength, and we're going to get a little bit into some glute sidekick series, which is all from the core. So I just want you to think anytime I move for the next hour or 45 minutes is going to be from my core, and I will be speaking the entire time. So either turn your volume up or down, doesn't matter. Follow along. Hi Laura, happy Monday. And put some music on if you want to listen to music. I'm not playing any music today. And we're going to start warming up with our ribs, our spine, and our legs. Hi, Adam. So, for example, as you know, everything is all connected. Hi, Lena. I hope you can stay for this core work. As you know, everything is all connected in our bodies. That being said, if we're building so much strength to our core today, we need to make sure that the areas that support the core are warmed up. We don't want to just jump into core work without being warmed up in all the other joints and vertebrae that attach to it all. We want to really make sure that we're warm. Don't need to say it again. Hi, Lee. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. Let's get started laying down on our backs with our legs nice and long. Hello. How are you? Grab a nice big sip of water. Stay hydrated. I trust you're all drinking water. Let's get started. And I hope that wasn't the first sip today. So come on guys. Keep your legs nice and long stretched out, and you're gonna reach your arms straight overhead. Take just a really long full body stretch. Just wake up your body, spread your fingers, spread your toes. Here you can let your ribs puff out and your spine arch. We're just beginning to wake up the body. And then just while you're stretched out, let's stretch out the side body. So take one of your wrists, keep your legs reaching towards the wall in front of you, and then lengthen up, and then begin to reach over, getting a nice long side body stretch through the rib cage and into the hip. Take a breath in and out. Inhale back to center. Exhale, stay. And then inhale, reach up and over to the side. Getting a nice long side body stretch. Opening up the ribs and hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. And inhale to center. Bring your hands around the body and wrap them around the rib cage. I want you to feel like your arms, your hands are hugging yourself, hugging your ribs, and have the fingertips start at the front of the ribs and the bottom of the palms and towards the back of the ribs. What we're doing is we're beginning to feel a 3-dimensional breath in the body. So I want you to breathe into the sides of the hands with an inhale. Open your mouth side out. Keep that breath going. Inhale, press the air into the hands. Exhale, side out. Now keep going. I'm just gonna cue you a little bit more. So as you breathe into the sides of the hands, begin to carry that breath into the sides and back of the spine. So you're wrapping that breath fully around your diaphragm, fully around your rib cage. And every exhale, finish the air, keep going, letting it all out like a balloon deflating. And then start again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. Just taking cleansing breaths to begin our week. I want you to feel the space in the rib cage and in the vertebrae begin to open up, like you're clearing some room in your spine. Let's take 2 more. Could fall asleep right now, but we're not going to. We're going to place the hands onto the hip bones and just gently massage out the front of the hips, literally pressing your fingers into the hip flexors, just getting little bumps and cracks out, just massaging it, noticing if you're holding any tension in either side of the hip. Now let's wrap the fingers around the side, just give ourselves a gentle massage. I know you may be ticklish here, but just give your body a moment to feel. Just feel how you're feeling. And then we're gonna, so this is when our hips are in a neutral extension. So what I mean by that is that they're open, they're not in flexion, they're nice and relaxed. This is like the best state that they can be in. That's why walking is so good for our hips and low back. And now we're gonna begin to tense it. So we're gonna bring the legs into a bent position, flexion. And you're gonna notice, okay, the hips got a little bit more tight and tense. Now to warm up our core, we're gonna start by warming up our hips, our low back. So we're gonna bend the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the hands around the shins, taking gentle rock side to side, massaging out the low back. You may feel a little bit more tension on your quadriceps or tension in the hips, so I just want you to feel it and breathe into it. Cindy, I want you to take all of this movement really gentle. Just go at your own pace. If something feels tight or sharp, stop, and then join us further when we get into core exercises. That goes for everyone. Let's drop one leg down and keep one leg bent into the chest. Roll out your ankle with gentle circles in each direction, cracking out your toes, your knuckles. And then flex your foot, hands behind the thigh, begin to stretch the leg up. Again, if your knee is in pain or your leg is in pain, don't go into full extension. I'm just a guide for you. I want you to inhale, bend the leg, and then stretch it up, beginning to stretch deep behind the hamstring. Let's go for 2 more. 1 more. Keep that leg straight up and gently roll the foot to point. If you prefer to bend the knee here, go for it. Now we're going to take a gentle exhale to pull the leg in, and then an inhale to release it towards the wall in front of us. Hips are still square. Exhale to pull it in, gentle, 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 and then inhale to release it in. We're going to do 1 more, and then we're going to hold. You can bend the knee here if you prefer. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bend the leg. Keep the foot flexed. Reach that opposite arm out to the side. Now open up that leg towards the wall. And as you move that leg open, this hip is going to want to lift off. So begin to pull it back and ground it down so we're nice and even in the weight in both hips. So right now we're beginning to stretch the inner thigh, the groin, the adductor, which is connected to the hip, which is just warming up our full core and powerhouse to get started. And now you can choose to keep the leg bent, or you can begin to stretch it out, and you can do a bend and a stretch, or just hold it out to the side, whatever you prefer. If you want something deeper, you can stretch that bottom leg straight. And we're breathing. 2 more. 1 more. Bend the knee. Bring it back through center. Let's stretch it up, and then bring the toes over the hip. Bend the knee if you need to, and bring that opposite arm out to the side to stabilize. This hand is going to touch the thigh. This hip is going to pull down as you gently tip the leg on to the other leg. Sorry, what I mean by that is you're just pulling the leg slightly over the body, crossing the body, while keeping that hip down. So it's not a spine stretch at all. The spine and the hips are fully on the mat. We're getting into the side of the leg, the IT band, which is going to connect at the low back. Full breath in. Full breath out. So good. 1 more. Inhale, bend the leg, cross the right leg, or the leg over top of the supporting thigh. You can flex the feet here, and the leg is okay if it starts here. We're working towards pushing it towards the wall in front of us, just to get deeper into the hip crevice, deeper into that hip flexor, and we can use that hand to gently push it away with an exhale. 1 more full breath. Keeping the position, you're going to lift up that supporting leg into a thread the needle, figure 4, flexing the feet, keeping the hips evenly weighted again, and then gently, gently pushing that top thigh away from the body. Diving deep, deep, deep into the side of the hip, into that glute. Feels so good. You may even feel a stretch into your low back, just depending on how your body's feeling today. So nice. Let's stretch both legs up straight, internally rotate them back in. One leg will definitely feel more stretched than the other. And then let's place that foot down, hug the opposite leg back into the chest. We're now working on the other leg. Rolling out the ankle, cracking the knuckle, rolling the ankle in each direction. And now let's keep the foot flexed. Gonna begin to stretch it up straight. Again, you don't have to go into full extension if that's too sharp. You can keep it softly bent. We're just warming up the legs. Take gentle bend and stretch. 3 more. Hold it up there. Point the foot just to relax the foot, relax the muscle. And then exhale, gently pull it in closer. Inhale, release it. Exhale, gently pull it in closer. Inhale, release. If you want something more, you can stretch that bottom leg out straight. You're going to feel this deep into the top leg, deep into the back of the leg, into the calf, into the hamstring, even into the low back. And then the last one, we're just going to hold with an exhale. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, bend the knee, flex the foot. Bring that opposite arm out to the side to stabilize. Keep the hips evenly weighted as you open up that hip, open up that leg towards the shoulder. You're going to feel all sorts of the inner thigh, the adductor, the hip flexor. Again, keeping the hips evenly down. You can choose to keep it bent or stretch it out. Just listen to your body, move with your body. Again, I'm a guide for you for movement. I want you to take rest when you need to. 1 more full breath. We're going to inhale, bend both legs if that leg was straight. Stretch it up. You can softly bend it if you prefer. Reach that hand out to the side. Plug this hip down. And now cross the leg through the body to the other side. Making sure that that hip stays on the mat. It's not a spine stretch. We're getting into the side of the leg, all the way to the foot, where it connects at our low back. Bend the knee. Cross the foot over the thigh. You can flex the feet here if you prefer. And with every exhale, we're sending that leg further away from the body. Getting deep, deep, deep right into the hip flexor here. Keep breathing into it. And when you're ready, we're going to lift up to a figure four. Flexing the feet, keeping the hips even. Last full breath. Stretching the legs up, feeling them nice and lengthened, nice and long. Turning the legs out now, so they're externally rotated. Then we're going to internally rotate. You can bend the knees here. We're just isolating the hip movement. Knees in, knees out, knees in, knees out. We'll do that one more time. Knees in, knees out, and then just hold that. You can place your hands on your thighs. We're going to move into happy baby. So your sacrum and your tailbone is heavy, and you're beginning to pull those knees apart. You can stay there. You can grab your shins, your ankles, or the base of your feet. Don't force it. If that means you have to crank your neck up, don't do it. Just have your legs naturally fall down. Moving with the breath, using the breath as a tool to get through tension, to break through any stiffness. You can rock side to side if that feels good. And we're gonna bring the legs back in, stretch them down our mat, take another full body stretch. And release the arms down by the side. Maybe just knot out the hip flexors, side of the hips. Bend the knees back into the body, and we're ready to start. Okay, so most of you are aware of the difference between neutral and imprint spine. I am like a broken record with it because it's extremely important. So neutral spine is when we are just neutral in our body, you know, our natural states. Our hips are even, there's our natural curve of our low back. Feels good. The reason why we work in imprint is if you were to continue to stay in this position and go into flexion of the core, my back is arched, and if I continue to do crunches and I don't properly hold my abdominals, I'm taking everything to the low back and I'm hurting myself. Why are we gonna hurt ourselves? There's no point. Life is tough enough. So we work in imprints. That's when we tuck our pelvis under towards our ribs. Our hips are now not leveled, so this would be a leveled. Hips are not leveled, and our spine is completely flat into the mat with the shoulders. As you work in imprint, your abs are already working because we're in flexion with the core. We're shortening the abdominals. So let's all find imprint. And now let's hold imprint for the entire hour. If we stayed like this for the entire hour and breathe, trust me, your core would work. It would be in work. So, core is now hugging in. It's plugging in, belly button to spine. This is your spine, this is your belly button. Your core is pulling in and slightly lifting up. So you're constantly getting that tuck position with the pelvis. Maintaining imprint. Let's bring our hands behind our behind our head. Palm over palm with the hands at the base of the neck, elbows wide. Space between the chin and the chest, feet grounded. We're gonna look forward. Now our are not up on the ceiling. They're looking straight through our legs, straight past our belly button. We're gonna use our core to lift us up even higher, and then we're gonna take our abs and we're gonna suck them in and up. All right, we're feeling it? Good. Now we're gonna take tiny pulses just with the abs. So what I mean by that is we're not pulsing the neck, that hurts. We're pulsing up in flexion for 10, breathing, 9, 8, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. Last 2, hold 1. At any time you feel tension in the neck, lower your head down. Make sure we're not jamming the chin into the chest. We're still lifted, just a fist can fit there. Now, stay in imprint, suck in the core and lift the legs up to tabletop. You can modify at any point, bringing your legs down. I want you to take the lower abs, take the core, suck it in and up. Now pulse for 10. 3. Hold 1. Now you're gonna tap that foot down and lift it up. Tap it down, lift it up. Again, lower your head at any time you feel tension, not when your core is burning. Core is burning means we're working. Keep sucking in. Keep sucking in. Make sure we're in imprint. Don't get lazy in the low back. Keep the hips evenly weighted. Try not to twist. 4 more. And release. Keep the legs where they are. Bring the arms up above the chest. Now here, we're gonna get really lazy. I already feel it. So I'm gonna exaggerate that imprint even more. Make sure the knees are over the hips, shins parallel. I'm gonna flex the feet to get a little bit deeper into the hamstrings and reach those arms above the chest. We're not pulling the shoulder blades apart. We're keeping them grounded together on the mat. The arms are gonna reach back to feel the entire spine and shoulders on the mat, and then they're gonna return overhead. Now I want you to do this movement with the core. Exhale, reach the arms back, and then have the core pull the arms back into center. Exhale, reach the arms back, and then suck in the core to pull the arms back into center. 4 more. And hold in the center. Now your hands can either be relaxed, fingertips together. Vienna, I'm sure you have your Baptiste fingers on right now. That's just how our body works. It's like an expression of stress. Now we're gonna stretch that leg out and pull it back into center. Using the core, stretch it out and pull into center. Now Cindy, here's a place where you may wanna just keep your legs softly bent, not go into full extension. We're gonna do 4 more with the legs. Stretch, pull in center. Stretch, pull in center for 3. For 2. For 1. Tabletop. Now that right arm is gonna reach back, that left leg is gonna stretch out. You're gonna pause. Keep sucking in with the core, and then pull the legs and arms back in with the abdominals. Opposite arm, opposite leg reaches, exhale, and pull it back in. Exhale, reach, inhale, center. Exhale, reach, inhale, center. Let's go for 4, 3, for 2, for 1, both arms, both legs. Exhale, stretch, inhale, center. Think about the legs going more straight up than down. We don't want to lose that imprint spine. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and release. Gentle rock side to side. I think we can say we have found our abs for today. Now everyone, don't be alarmed, that was our warm-up. We're gonna move into the 100. We're gonna do a modified version of the 100. Now 100 is a pretty crazy exercise. So we're gonna do it with our legs down, just to release our hip flexors for a moment. Reaching the arms down by the side and hovering the arms 6 inches off the mat. You can keep the fingertips together or spread them apart. Just whatever you do, keep those shoulders away from the ears. Find imprint. Now the focus of the 100 is the breath. So we're gonna inhale, chin to chest. Ooh. Exhale. And now vigorously pump your arms up and down, not your neck, not your head. If you're feeling too much tension in your neck, you can bring your hands behind the head. Now let's begin the breath. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale out. Inhale. Inhale. 2 more. Release. So that was our beginner version of 100. It can get so much more complex than that, but we don't need to add too much stress onto the body. We have a lot to do today. Okay, let's get into one leg circles. Let's place that foot down and reach that leg up, toes over hips. You can softly bend the knee here. Now let's just start by finding our weight in the hips. So try your best not to lift one or them up. I want you to begin to plug the hips down into the mat, so feel them anchor. Like if you tried to lift them off, you couldn't. You got weights on them. Okay, now let's find our shoulders and our abs. We start by bringing that top leg in towards the body. Feel that oblique working. We dip it down through center, around to the side of the leg, back in. So I want you to draw a D, straight down, curve it all the way to the top, and then straight line down, curve it around to the top, and keep going. Natural breath here. We're using our obliques to stabilize. So if your right leg's up, you should feel the left side of your abs sucking in, stabilizing your body so nothing is moving. Now we can take this up a notch if we want to get a little bit deeper in the core, moving into flexion. Eyes are forward. This is just going to challenge your stability on the legs to make sure nothing moves, especially that supporting leg. We don't want to move that hip. Feel it plug down, and even give yourself a slight massage of the low back. Everything should feel good, my friends. Let's go for 8 more circles, so tiny. Natural breath. 4 more. Keep sucking in. Don't let the belly puff out. Keep pulling it in and up. 2, 1, and then we're going to reverse. We're going to start at the top of the D. We're going to drop it down and around to the bottom, and then draw that straight line up. And down and around to the bottom, straight line up. Again, keep still crossing through that center line. So you're bringing that leg to the other side, and as you bring that leg to the other side, you suck in with the abs. Whew, I'm shaking. Let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, if you're feeling popping in the hip, bend the knee. We want to release the hip just to get deeper in the abs. Last D around. And hug the knee into the chest. Gentle massage with the hip, with the quad. Place it down, other side. Stretch the leg up. Find the abs, find the hips. If you want to softly bend, if you're feeling the popping in the hip, don't pop, no points. Bend the knee and find the core even more. So find that imprint. Keep the hips weighted. Now we draw that circle. We draw that circle D. We bring it in towards the body. We dip it down and around. So it's a reverse D. Hit the top, down and around. So we're still crossing through center. If our left leg is up, I want you to feel the right side of your abdominals, the obliques, the side of your core, sucking in, stabilizing the body. So every time you move the leg down and around, I want you to keep sucking in, belly button to spine. Again, if you want this more, you can lift into flexion, looking forward. If you're feeling this too much in the hip flexor or the thigh, bend the knee, get deeper into the abs, tiny, tiny circles. Natural breath. Now if that left leg is up, our right leg is stabilizing us. So keep plugging that right hip down, anchoring it into the floor. We have 4 more. We're gonna pause at the top and reverse. Bring that foot down, around, cross it, in and up. Down and around, cross it, in and up. So when I emphasize that cross around, I suck in with the core. Keep sucking in. If you're in flexion, make sure your eyes are forward and you're using the abs. You're not just jamming the neck. Natural breath here. We have 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee into the chest. Gently massage. All right, let's place the feet down. Walk them a little bit further up to the body, away from the body. Now find the feet and pull them into the floor. Don't let them lift off. Arms are gonna reach up for our half roll up. We're gonna inhale, look forward, grab the thighs. We're then gonna dive the head through the knees. Ooh. And roll up to neutral. Okay, we're gonna get into a spine stretch. So good. I love stretching my spine. So if you're feeling your hip flexors and they're like they need to relax, you can just stretch your legs out. So whenever we're stretching at our spine, we need to be in movement. So right now we're neutral. We're gonna bring ourselves back into a C-curve shape. So we're drawing the alphabet today. If you notice, I'm looking at you right now. I'm gonna turn my head shortly. But if you notice, the top of my spine, the cervical, is rounding through the spine into the low back, making a C shape, a C curve. Now as I round back, I suck in. Okay, we all see it? Perfect. Let's come up to neutral, and you can keep your legs straight or bend them into flexion. And I want you to ground down into your feet. You can walk your feet further out if that's easier. Shoulders up and back, ribs in. Sucking in. We're gonna start with an inhale. Chin to chest. Exhale, round through the top and the middle of the back. Shoulders away from the ears. We're sucking in. And then we're pulling ourselves back up. Inhale. Exhale, round slowly. Rounding more and more and more into the low back. And then lifting up. We're gonna take 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, round. Use your hands against your thighs to create opposition in the body. Pull your spine back, suck in, and then roll up. If you're at the top of your mat or middle, come to the bottom. We're gonna lay all the way down. Now, if you wanna challenge yourself, you can reach your arms out. Inhale, exhale, round, and as you round, keep reaching your arms forward. Keep sucking in and begin to tuck your bum under. Keep reaching your arms like I'm pulling your arms towards me. And now roll all the way down to your back. Take a nice long full body stretch. Arms down by the side, bend the knees into the body, and now stretch them up. We're gonna move into corkscrew. So let's bend our knees. Let's find our hips and our tailbone. Imprint. Now you can keep your legs bent or stretch them out straight. Arms are gonna be by the side. Shoulders press into the floor. Begin to suck the belly in and up. And now tip the legs to one side. Notice that hip wants to come up. You're not gonna let it. You're gonna use the obliques, the core, to pull the legs back into center and then tip them to the other side. This hip wants to lift off. You're not gonna let it, you're gonna use the abs to pull the legs back in. Exhale, inhale, center. Exhale, inhale, center. Let's go for 4, 3, keep sucking in, 2, 1, and find center. If you're feeling this so much in the quads, please bend your knees and soften the legs. Find imprint. We're moving into full corkscrew. So we bring the legs to the right. We begin to squeeze the glutes as we dip the legs down through center to the other side, back up and around using the core, other direction. I'm going to the left. I'm going down through center, squeezing my glutes over to the other direction and back up. The entire abdominals are working here. Let's exhale around. Inhale, center. Exhale around. Inhale, center. Take 4 more in each direction. Making sure we're squeezing the glutes. We're sucking in, keeping both hips down into the mat. One more each direction. Squeeze the glutes as you go around. Suck in, suck in, suck in. And 1 more. Bend the knees into the chest. Take tiny rocks. Maybe massage out your quad by just pulling it deeper in. Massaging it out with your belly. All right, we're getting into our abdominal series now. Placing both hands onto the right shin, or whichever shin this looks like, and stretching the left leg out straight. You can bend your knee here if that's more comfortable. Let's think opposition now. We're stretching that leg out straight. We're pulling this leg in. Right away, you should feel your core. Oof. Now switch. Pull it in and stretch. Pull it in, stretch. We're in imprint. We're sucking in with the abs. Now, if you notice that the tension is in your neck, I want you to keep your neck down. You can close your eyes. Keep the shoulders away from the ears if you feel neck tension. Or you can join me in flexion with an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Don't drop the leg. It's not a drop, it's a stretch. Stretch. Each direction is stretching. So making sure we're lifting through the core, not the neck. We're sucking in. Hands behind the head. We're going to pick up the pace. Let's go. Four more. Last set, breathing in, exhale out, knees into the chest, hands around the shins, lift up 1 more inch. Shoulders roll back, eyes forward. Lower your head at any time. So you're either choosing to keep your head up or you're lowering your head down, nothing in between. Now, suck in, reach the arms back, stretch the legs out, squeeze the glutes, wrap the arms around, and now bend the knees back into the chest. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. Use the abs, suck them in. Inhale, stretch. Keep going. Maintain imprint. Last 4. Here, let the ribs puff out. Turn the head side to side. Anyone sweating? Very little movement. We're just activating those muscles. We're getting nice and warm. Bend the knees. Hands around the thigh. Light grip. Inhale, lift. Now pull the leg with the core in. 2, switch it 1, 2, switch it 1, 2. You can keep the legs bent so we don't use the thighs or hip flexors. Hands can go behind the head. We go. Think about the core pulling the leg in, the leg not dropping. In, 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 in. We have 8. You got this. Don't give up. 4 more. Keep sucking in. Last one. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, and release. Beautiful. Hands behind the head, palm over palm, at the base of the neck, imprinting and lifting the legs up. Let's bend the knees. Find imprint, release the thighs. Now we're gonna do the first one with the head down. We're gonna exhale, bring the legs towards the wall. We're using the lower abs. Use the lower abs and then maintain imprint to bring the legs back in. Exhale, lower the legs. Use the lower abs and now pull the legs back in. Now we're gonna lift up into flexion. You can keep the legs bent. Exhale. Inhale, bring the legs back into the body. Exhale. Inhale, bring the legs back into the body. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring the legs back into the body. I want you to feel your glutes squeezing. Inhale, lift the legs back up. So what that means is you're fully pressing the hips and tailbone into the mat so much you can squeeze the glutes and use the abs to pull the legs back in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. It's okay if your legs are bent. You can still squeeze your glutes as you reach them down. Inhale, lift the legs back up. Really think about those lower abs right now. Inhale, lift the legs back up. We're getting strong abdominals here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. I want you to feel like your hips and tailbone are plugging in. Plugging into the mat as you lift up. Plug, 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 plug. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Last time. Inhale, lift. Find happy baby. Whew. Okay. Maybe let's just stretch our legs straight out here for a moment, just releasing the hip flexors. Just massaging with our fingers. And then when you're ready, bend the legs back in. Place the hands behind the head. Find imprint. Find space between the chin and the chest. Suck in. And then lift up into flexion. Tiny pulses with the core. Sucking in. Last 8. Hold 1. Lift the legs up, up, bend the knees if you need to. We're going to drop that leg halfway and up. Drop it halfway and lift up. Keep the legs bent if you feel popping. Bent if you feel popping. For 5. Last one. ahead, bend the knees, stretch the leg out, lift up the arm and roll over onto your stomach. We're gonna take a spine stretch and just let our abdominals relax for a moment. That's been 30 minutes of core work, so well done. We are not done. Place your hands by your ribs, roll your shoulders up and back, keep the forehead looking down. Now those legs can stay apart if that's more comfortable, or you can bring them together. We're working towards bringing them together, but what I want you to just find a place with your legs so you can anchor them down, they don't lift up. Okay, so legs are anchored, they're pressing into the mat, we're squeezing the glutes, and now the belly button sucks into the spine. Shoulders roll up and back, hands press into the floor, eyes stay down, neck is long, we're inhaling to lift up. Exhaling to lower. So I want you to think about the extension is coming from the top of the spine through the middle, and the low back is staying primarily in neutral. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. We have 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. And now you're gonna reach the arms straight out in front of you. Now we're really gonna use our core here. So we're gonna suck in the abs, squeeze the glutes, lifting the arms and the legs off, keeping the eyes down, long neck. Keep sucking in and lengthening, pulling the arms and legs in each direction. If you're feeling this in the low back, do not do this. Begin to swim gently, squeezing the glutes. Keep sucking in with the core. All the power in the movement, all the control and the strength is coming from the abs and the glutes. Keep swimming, gentle strokes. We're not tipping. Our torso is straight. We're just moving the arms and the legs for 10, 9, 8. Wrap the arms around to the ribs. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. Stretch the arms out. Deep breaths. Two more. Okay, let's round through the spine. If you have any knee issues, double pad your knees under. Spread your fingers. Making sure we're not sinking. We're nice and lifted, pulled out. And now we're gonna walk those knees further back. We're gonna level out the hip flexors and squeeze the bum. Hover the knees. Take the abs, suck them in. They should feel so strong. You're gonna brush your elbows by your body, tricep press up. We're gonna inhale, exhale, press up. Let's go 10, 9. I want you to think about the core and the glutes is controlling the strength here. The power is coming from the center. 4 more. 2. And hold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Walk the hands further apart slightly. Elbows are going wide. Inhale down. Exhale, press. Inhale down. Exhale, press. Core and glutes. Last 4. Nice work. Sit onto your bum and grab your ankle. So sit comfortable. Grab your ankle with your hand. We're going to move into mermaid. Now, pull on it tight and reach that arm up. Keep pulling on it as you reach up and over, and have the ribs and the hip pulled in the opposite way. Inhale yourself back to center. Exhale over. Inhale, center. Exhale over. All the way down to the mat. Stretch the arm and leg out. Keep reaching long, get that nice long side body stretch. And press yourself up, swing your legs out in front, flex your feet. Reach your arms up, grow tall, and then all the way forward, hinge. You can let your head fall here. You can bend your knees if you need to. Roll yourself up, swing your legs around to the other side, holding onto your ankle tight, reaching that other arm up. Inhale, exhale over. Keep pulling each direction, and up. Again, inhale up, exhale over. Back to center, inhale up. Exhale over, all the way down to the mat. Elbow, stretch stretch both arm and leg. Keep reaching, growing. Have someone pull you in each direction. And then all the way up. Soles of the feet together. Let's just, butterfly the legs out. Whew. Hands can be behind the back. They can be on your ankles. Oh my gosh, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, if you want, you can come forward, elbows to thighs, and release down. Okay, let's swing our legs. Let's find our low, let's come to lay down. Just find your mat, find your back. All right, we have a few more exercises to do before we leave each other. Let's start by bending the knees. Toes and knees are parallel, and the legs aren't out all the way. They're closer into the body. Shoulders press into the mat. The shoulders are grounding you. The feet, the toes, and the heels are grounding you. Now you're gonna lead with an imprint position. Hips up, your inner thighs are squeezing in together, your outer thighs are firming up. All glutes here and abs, because we're shortening our core, we're slightly in flexion, we're leading with the hips, we're getting that stretch through the hip flexors, through the femur bone and thighs. Shoulders are still pressing, glutes are squeezing, don't let the knees open. There's no point, this is just lazy. Inner thighs squeezing, glutes up, 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 and hold for 10, 9. I want you to feel really heavy in the shoulders, so much that your rest of your spine is more in a neutral state. So you're in slight curve of flexion. 5, 4, 3. We pulse on 1, squeezing up, up, squeeze the glutes, inner thighs pulling in, right under the bum, keep squeezing. 15. Now don't drop all the way down, keep pushing up, up, for 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, hold 1, squeeze the glutes, holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, stay strong. This is a foundation pose. 3, 2, we pulse on 1, squeeze the glutes up for 20. Last 8, 7, last 6, and 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Roll it down, find tabletop. Flex the feet, hands behind the thighs. Lifting up, sucking in. All right, let's do our obliques and core. Stretch, hands and twists, and twist. Keep the hips evenly weighted. Nothing is tipping. Just the legs are stretching and the spine is twisting. Try your best to stay off the shoulder blades. Modification is the feet down, bent knees. You got this. 8 more. Last 4. Last 2. Last 1. Release. Okay. Legs together, walking further out. Arms up. Ribs in. Now you're going to keep the feet together, the legs together. You're going to lift up, you're going to grab your thighs, you're going to suck in and roll all the way up. This is what we're working towards. We're working towards coming all the way up to sit with our legs together and feet on the floor. Now, you don't have to get there today. What I want you to focus on is the legs are together and the feet stay on the floor. We're rolling through the center line of the body. And then inhaling up the center line of the body. It's okay if you're here. I just want you to keep those legs together, feet on the floor. We have 5 more. Suck in. If I were with you in class right now, I'd be holding your feet to keep them on the floor to make sure you're using your core strength, not your thighs, to lift you up. As soon as you lift up, I want you to suck in, keep the ribs in, keep the core in. And now we're gonna add on. We're gonna stretch the leg, keep the legs together. The first one, we're gonna roll up, grabbing our thighs, feeling our core suck in, and then we're gonna roll back down. Legs stay together, knee to knee. Now we're gonna lift up, and we're gonna roll down for 4. One more. Leg down, other leg up. First time, we'll grab the thighs, roll up, suck in, roll down. Now go at your pace. Roll up to where you can. Keep the foot on the mat, keep the thighs together, and roll back down. 3 more. Two more. Last time. And because we have a minute left, we're gonna do 4 more with our legs either on the floor or up in tabletop. Let's go. Last 2. Last 1. Great work, everyone. Nice job. That was not easy. I hope you're feeling good. I will be posting this week's schedule on Instagram so you can, you know what's coming up. Tomorrow is full body stretch. And we'll see how we're feeling. Maybe we'll do something else. I'm gonna add on a cardio dance class this week. It's not salsa or anything. It's gonna be like good cardio, a lot of fun, moving, sweating, lots of love. Happy Monday.